Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Skyrim. Last time we cleared out Sleeping Tree Camp. This time we're going to tackle Bloated Man's Grotto. A word about Bloated Man's Grotto. Like Fort Greymore, it's a place we're going to have to clear out twice. There's a quest that directs you to this dungeon later in the game, but when you're here on the quest, it's dramatically different than it is if you're here without it. So much so, it's almost a completely different level, so it's definitely worth visiting twice. So here's our first visit with no associated quest. We're going to be fighting bears and spriggans in here. Now in the vanilla game, the strongest spriggan you can fight is a spriggan matron, and they're not too bad. They're actually pretty easy to kill. But if you have the Dawn Guard DLC, then it ups the ante to a monster called the Spriggan Earthmother, which is crazy strong and murder the shit out of you if you're not careful. So, be wary that we can have a tough time in here because we do have Dawn Guard installed, so we will, and at our level, we will almost certainly have Earthquakes to deal with. They start off with a couple of bears. Had just enough in us to kill those two bears with no problems. Remember, the cave bears are too strong to reanimate, so don't have to worry about that. We watched them murder a rabbit as we were coming in. Now this is a pretty cool dungeon. I like it just because it's so, big and open. But there are lots of little secrets to find in here. So I'm going to tackle it by proceeding clockwise from the entrance. You can go the opposite if that's your preference. Either way works. But it behaves like an exterior zone in a lot of ways. It has the full outdoor day-night cycle. You notice bug spawn points and everything. Sorry, friend. Rabbits aren't worth reanimating because we won't even be able to punch them 4 times. So here at the beginning, in this first area, make sure you check behind this tree stump for an apprentice-locked chest. I've got 1 pick to break, and then I'll open it. Hide shield and 45 gold. Hooray! If you dive into this pool of water, there's 2 Nordic barnacles and an unlocked chest. 64 gold. Yay! And here's another butterfly to catch. And yes, it is possible to get up where all that stuff is happening. For now, let's just fight a couple more bears. If we go any farther in, I think we're going to bring it. We don't do that yet. Get these bears first. Froze there for so long. There's 38 destruction. You can see him up there looking at me, but he doesn't want to seem to come down here. Now, I can just see the purple top of her head in that tree. We do have a Spriggan Earthmother as our next encounter. Well, let's just go ahead and get her out. Get this going. She's not coming out yet. She must be waiting for me to pass by her. Well, for my money, that's actually kind of a good thing. It'd be better. We'll be better off if we can have our full magicka bar. Oh wait, is the bear actually coming down here? Doesn't look like it. Alright, Spriggan Earth Mother. Here she is. She is still weak to fire, but she can do a lot of damage really fast with her curses. So we want to take her down quickly. Don't be fooled into thinking she's almost dead. Oh, we killed her before she could attempt to revive. Oh, well, that wasn't so bad. I think that bear has actually wandered off and lost track of us. Oh, there he is. But he doesn't seem to be able to find his way down here, so we can just catch a few more bugs while we heal up. Get the mountain flowers and hanging moss back behind where the Spriggan was. There we go. Well, for whatever reason, she never used her insect swarm curse. We got pretty lucky there. That made that fight easy. Let's head up these stairs. Up to this big rock where we saw the bear hanging out. I'm guessing he'll make his way back here eventually. And there he is. Let's deal with him real quick. We got him. Let's back out of here for a minute, because I want to explore all this stuff. The main thing to get from up here is to hop over toward this water tower, because there's a hidden gold ore vein up here at the top. As soon as I'm healed up, I can mine that. Actually, then let's take a little detour, just to tour this top area. There's not actually much to do up here besides catch bugs, but it's neat that you can get up here, I think. Oh yeah, that's about it. That's just the other pathway, and we can cover that soon enough. I do want to catch that butterfly that got away from me at the beginning. Alright, so let's just head back up there to the... Was she the... No. Let's head back up top now, where we just killed that bear. And let's hop over this way this time, just to get these mountain flowers. Now you see the built stone shrine up here, and it's absolutely covered in hanging moss. Now let me get as much as I can off the outside. Now we can go in. get it off the inside. Told you there was a ton. This one there? No. Alright. Get to the actual shrine in a minute. It looks like I've attracted something. Put an end to him, and heal up, and for now just keep getting moss off the shrine. Let's do the outside on the other side. Everywhere. Growing on these walls as you go down the stairs. Let's get that too. Bucket from that closed off well. Now there are a couple more spriggans down here, but you can see one kind of sticking out of that tree. But before we wake them up, let's actually search the shrine, because there's some neat stuff in here. Start here, boss chest here in the corner. Got 100 gold, 5 lockpicks, a staff of fear, a steel ingot, and a spell tome, Thunderbolt. A Thunderbolt that does 60 points of shock damage to health and half that to magicka. I think that's an expert spell. Yeah, it is. Cool, we just found an expert spell tome. So much for waiting for the College of Winterhold. Now let's learn that and take Thunderbolt off my spell list. No way I can cast it. Yeah, 269 magicka. Not a chance. I almost missed the moss on these two pillars. Well, let's not forget that. Then let's turn around, because there's some cool stuff here too. We have a leveled soul gem, a shrine of Talos, and 2 potions. And then, at the actual statue, what's this? Bolar's Writ. To he who finds this, know that I, Asilius Bolar, last of the blades to survive the attack on Cloud Ruler Temple, took refuge here in this ancient sanctuary. The Thalmor have come for me, but they shall not desecrate this place. I go forth to meet my death with honor. If you are worthy, take up my blade and do the same. Cool. There's that. And there's a pretty good unique sword, Bolar's Oathblade. Can take it off my unique item list as we take a look at what it does. So it's actually a one-hander, which is kind of what I like about it. Does 31 points of stamina damage. Creatures and people up to level 15 flee from combat for 30 seconds. So it's a unique sword. It combines... It's not something you couldn't make yourself. It combines the stamina damage and fear enchantments. But it's pretty good for a one-hander. Not as good as the Dragonbone sword I've got, of course, but it'll go in my chest at home. Alright, so let's go downstairs. Let's wake up this Spriggan, and probably a third one, too. Come on. There she is. This one's just amazing. There's the normal one down there. Still the normal one, of course, just a little down the way. There's the 39 destruction. Alright, so we bagged the normal one. We'll be able to reanimate her. Let's support the matron. I think that'll give us some weird stats. Oh, not yet. More tapanella. Never stop harvesting. I'll be able to reanimate at least the normal one in a minute. I wonder why I don't have cleared yet. Maybe there's one more Spriggan. I thought there were only 3, but maybe there are 4. Something killed a rabbit. I think it was one of the bears. I'm just going to verify that the matron is too strong, because I'm actually not quite certain about that. Yes. Alright. Normal Spriggan. Time to die again. Spriggans seem to behave very strangely when reanimated. Like if I'm too close, I can't see anything. See, she's above the ground in some weird way. Come on. Get on the ground, all proper like. Go bag. See, I just can't seem to hit her. My flames are going right. What is this? Well, she'll die in a minute anyway. At least I got the conjuration experience. I meant that literally. She dies in 60 seconds. That's how long the reanimation lasts. Oh well. We got the conjuration XP, and that's what I really care about when I'm doing that, so let's move along. Looks like we switched to nighttime. We got another heavy armor to 88. 12 minutes to go, and then we switch to dragon scale. Goes up, and I'm just a funny dude. Alright, we got him. Let's heal up and check out this little clearing. Mountain flowers and nighttime bugs, but nothing else, nothing special in here. Still, let's catch those little moths. That's what thoroughness demands. Make sure I haven't missed any plants. That torch bug is kinda too high to get to. But again, we can eventually get up there, so we'll get him later. Another moth over here trying to hide from me. Well, I didn't find the moth, probably because I chased him out here, but I did get a more tapanella. Come on. Come in. There we go. And they're kind of sticking to the high ground, so we have to get up there if we want to catch them. There's one. Alright, let's just keep going. We're still moving clockwise through this cave. And I guess it isn't really much of a cave. 2 wolves! Oh yes, and there is a 4th Spriggan out here as well. Let's try and fight the wolves without bringing her into it. Reason being, the wolves are both subject to reanimation. See a dead deer out there too. But if I advance on that deer, I'm going to wake up the fourth Spriggan, so let's wait a little bit till we get our magicka back. I think she's hiding in that tree. Alright, good enough. And there she is. She's got a normal standard Spriggan. I think I can eliminate her without doing first mode. There's the chime. Alright, Bloated Man's Grotto is cleared. As you can see. So I'll go make note of that. But we will be back later on for Hircine's Daedric quest, Ill Met by Moonlight. Alright, let's search the deer, and let's search this clearing. Just got some mountain flowers and probably some bugs. Let's do the Spriggan first, since they behave weirdly and it bothers me. Well, it looks like she turned out normal. Yep. This I can. Good night. Right, we will reanimate the deer too. Before we do that, we need to try and get to the higher ground in here, because tucked away in a very difficult to find little nook is a second boss chest with a master lock. Good thing I have some extra picks. Got it. Perfectly, I might add. And there's not really anything good in there either. But while we're up here, let's see if we can't go get those bugs. I actually don't think we can. Have to make a different approach. Pretty sure you can make it up here. But if not, we can make it back at the entrance. So let's just reanimate Mr. Deer. Down he goes. And I don't even think we're going to run into anything else. I think those were the last enemies and everything. Yep, we're back at the entrance. Well, let's just hop up here and catch those bugs, and then we'll be done. And there isn't even really much of a need to do that. There are some hawks flying around, but frankly, alchemy is done. I've learned all the effects for hawk beaks and hawk feathers, and hunting them down is a real pain in the ass until you get a certain shout, which I don't have yet, which will literally just drop them out of the sky. And until I get that shout, hunting them is overly difficult, so if you still want hawks, note that there are 3 of them flying around in various places here. For my purposes, we're finished and we're gonna leave. And my carry weight's only 205, which is pretty solid, so I'll cover the main road over to Brittle Shin Pass, which is our next target, and then I'll end the video there. Well, I won't quite end it. We'll go offload, but basically gonna end it. Sorry about that little hiccup, everybody. The game crashed when it tried to load the outside world, but that's no big deal. So Brittle Shin Pass, which will take us through the mountains into Falkreath Hold, is right over there. Let's just run along the main road, keeping an eye up on the land to see if there's anything worth searching. Well, there's a saber cat here. Oh, I'll handle him. He won't give me a tooth, naturally. That's alright. The game's having trouble, and I don't know why. Let's heal up. And reanimate him. Maybe just give the game a second to, catch its breath. Come to grips with all this awful stuff I'm trying to do. Who knows what the problem is. Alright, things are working well. Okay, now things are working. Let's reanimate the cat, do the usual. Operation 87. Good. And down he goes. Oh, let's heal up and let's keep going. Along the road here you can see this fence, but not really anything going on. Let's go up behind it. Looks like there's a pretty open swath of land up there. You'll notice here we've suddenly made it all the way back to the trail that goes to Sleeping Tree Camp, which is good. Well, there's an elk there. That's something. I don't know why that wasn't a full-strength shot. I definitely had it pulled. The game is just bullshitting me. Let's get that one. See? What is that? I don't know. We dropped him, and that's what really matters. Not about his friend. There we go. Alright. Well, you know what we're gonna do. Loot, reanimate, kill with fire. Easy. Do the same thing with the other one. Oh, and look at that. We got a pair of giants that we'll get to fight on our way into Brittle Shin Pass. That's cool. But before that happens, let's deal with this guy. I don't think there's actually anything up here. Oh, except maybe that third deer. I think I'm gonna have to say he has successfully escaped for now. Maybe I'll come look for him after I fight those giants. Now that's it for this little gully, or whatever you want to call it, so let's run back to the road. I think we had made it up to this trailhead, so let's run to the Brittle Shin Pass trailhead. The road is clear, but we got two giants. And they're directly in the way. They were asking for everything. Destruction increased to 40. That's important. When we get to, when we go back to Whiterun to Oslo, we can now buy the Adept Destruction skills from Farengar. So naturally, we'll be doing that. Taking all the hits I can take. For now, anyway. Keep working on this one. Damn it! I hate it when they start that boundary. Just know you're not gonna get away. Loot him and then focus on number 2. Glass battle axe, iron battle axe. Damn, son. Some good loot. One is much more easily dealt with than 2. Hit now. Couldn't let that happen while the magic recharges. This is great, because he can hit me at the edge, but if I step back he can't, so I can step to the edge and run towards me, because the AI knows it can't hit me. Back off. Even though I'm out of range of him, he is in range of my fire. Hey, look here. Ebony gauntlets. That's an upgrade. 22 versus 21. Holla! Cool. Alright, let's heal up. Let's see if that deer is coming back now. I know, it's a little obsessive. If he's not, like, back in range, I'll just let him go. But look, he is back in range. How do you like that? And shoot him as soon as I finish healing up. Alright. Come here, boy. Down down he goes. There we have discovered North Brittleshin Pass. That's good, but I want to run back down to the main road just so I can actually clear the trail on the way up to it. This is where this is where those giants came out and that fight started, so let's head in here now. I wonder if that's a random encounter or not. I should look at that right quick. I don't think so. Okay. Got a lavender there on the right. And a few tundra cotton here at the entrance, along with a blue mountain flower and another blue mountain flower. And there's Brittleshin Pass. We'll do that next time. Say your goodbyes to Whiterun Hold, because Brittleshin Pass takes us through the mountains down into Falkreath, where we will be spending a lot of our remaining time. And I actually just got an idea that will speed up the last 10 points or 12 ranks of heavy armor considerably.
What are you hunting? Never mind. I don't want to know.
Let's start by selling him what we're going to sell him. I want to keep Balar's Oath Blade because it's unique. He can have all this other stuff. And we'll wait in here till 8 a.m. Alright, let's sell smithing materials to Adrian.
You're someone who can get things done. Got some good pieces. Blades, helmets, pretty much anything to suit your needs.
As she has them, let's buy quicksilver and ebony.
Looking to protect yourself, or deal some damage?
Okay, we can sell her all these pelts and hides.
Don't forget to check inside the shop if you need anything.
Let's improve our armors.
I don't
The
claim
higher the armor rating, the more damage it absorbs, and the faster our skills will increase. Not to mention, we'll be better in a fight.
Welcome to the finest
Let's just
weapons
quickly
and
see
armor.
if he's got any ebony. I need 3.
Good doing business with you.
I can improve my gauntlets, my boots, and my helmet. See, my armor rating went up by over 70 points.
We killed the dragon once, we can do it again. Staying safe, I hope.
No reason not to, considering what little I have to spend money
Brain was a
on.
big meanie.
I actually have a few things to do
Lars
this
and
time,
what to do.
now that I think
I
about
don't
it.
want to play with her anymore.
Bolar's Oathblade goes in here. All the other unique stuff. And other than that, I think I just have sellables. Unless there's a saber-cant tooth hiding in there that I'm unaware of. That's correct. Alright, let's go visit Arcadia. I know what few ingredients I'm still looking for, as well as the recipes, so this should go somewhat faster than it has in the past.
What do you need? So you're interested in my potions and ingredients?
Resist Fire is actually one of the ones that was still on my list. We'll read that, and then we'll be down to 2 recipes. Frenzy and Resist Poison. Then we can sell everything back to her. Resist Fire Potion Recipe. Bone Meal, Frost Salts.
I'm back at...
Cool.
So you're interested in my potions and ingredients?
Alright.
Until next time.
Now let's visit Bellathor. Looking for Amulet of Jabella, Amulet of Arcay, or the Resist Poison enchantment.
Take a good look around. I'm sure you'll
It's the
find
only useful stuff he'll sell
everything's-
us.
Some may call this junk. Me, I call them treasures.
None of the above. Unless he miraculously starts selling goat horns. I'm still checking for them, even though I kind of know it's not going to happen. Wow. Well, that's valuable.
Do come back.
Let's reset him.
What do you think you're doing?
The only other person who would buy
trinkets,
that is
odds and
Farengar,
ends,
and he
that
only has
sort of thing.
500 gold. So... sell him all this other stuff that Arcadia didn't want. It's weird that there are ingredients that alchemists won't buy, but I digress. Let's look through here again. Nothing.
Remember,
But
I'll give
we
you
aren't quite finished, because as I mentioned, since destruction hit 40, Farengar will now sell us the adept destruction spells. So let's go buy those, and then we'll be done.
Go cast your fancy magic someplace else.
Divine smile on you, friend.
The future of Tamriel!
Not that I can cast any of them. We'll be sticking with flames because, like I mentioned, as soon as you take the Novice Destruction perk, no matter what else you do, Flames is the best spell in the game in terms of damage output relative to magicka spent.
I might.
If you don't have Novice Destruction, it's in second place to Firebolt.
come to Dragon's... I had you figured
Alright.
for a mage. I think you'll appreciate this.
So, we get Chain Lightning. That's the Adept attack spell. We get Fireball, the Adept attack spell for fire. We get 3 cloak spells, but remember we already found Flame Cloak in a chest. So let's buy Frost Cloak. Ice Storm. Now, one note about Ice Storm, it's extremely useful because you can cast it through walls and still hurt things. So if you have the Magicka, it's a pretty good idea. Lightning Cloak, we want that one. And I think that's everything. I think we've got everything else. Yes.
You know, if you've got the aptitude...
So now we have the Adept to Destruction spells.
Join the mage...
Let's just see if we can cast any of them yet. Nope. 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 Fireball's the cheapest. And we're still 3 Magicka off of being able to cast it. Well, with that, we're done.
Father says I'm too young.
Let's fast travel to Brittle Shin Pass, and I'll end the video there. Let's rearm Flames. And let's do the fast travel, and let's call it good. Alright, here we are at North Brittle Shin Pass. Say goodbye to Whiterun Hold. We're leaving it for a long, long time. And after this dungeon, you'll be able to say hello to Falkreath. But until then, thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.